Hey guys, Doc again with another episode of Low Budget Massacre. Today I want to discuss a new segment I have created called Masters of Microbudget. I will do a deep dive on independent directors and producers and try to find what made them successful and what set them back. For my first episode of Masters of Microbudget I wanted to explore the career of Lloyd Kaufman, the bigwig of Tromaville. Along with his partner Michael Hertz created an independent empire at the height of the VHS boom. His business savvy and ability to get things done on the cheap gave him the ability to take advantage of the boom and churn out as many films as he could. Kaufman graduated from Yale University with the class of 1968, where he majored in Chinese studies. His fellow Yale classmates included Oliver Stone and George W. Bush. Originally intending to become a social worker, he became fast friends with student filmmaker Robert Edelstein and Eric Sherman, son of filmmaker Vincent Sherman, who introduced him to his future lifelong obsession, cinema. Some of Lloyd's favorite filmmakers include John Ford, Kenji Mizoguchi, Ernst Lubitsch, Stan Brakhage, and Franklin Schaffner. In 1966, Lloyd went on a hiatus from his studies and spent a year in Chad for USAID as a pathfinder for the Peace Corps. Returning to Yale, he produced Robert Edelstein's low-budget film Rappaccini and directed his own first feature film, an experimental black-and-white film titled The Girl Who Returned, 1969. The film was presented at film societies at Yale, Harvard, and other East Coast institutions. Following his graduation, Kaufman went on to work for Cannon Films, where he met John G. Avildsen, future Academy Award-winning director of Rocky and the Karate Kid. The two collaborated for several years, making low-budget films including Joe, 1970, and Cry Uncle, 1971. During this period, Kaufman also directed and starred in his second feature film, The Battle of Love's Return, 1971, which garnered positive reviews and publications such as the New York Times. Wrote and co-produced the lesbian thriller Sugar Cookies, 1973, with Oliver Stone, and wrote and directed the Israeli comedy flop, Big Gus, What's the Fuss? 1973. Kaufman also served as executive in charge of locations for Saturday Night Fever, 1977, and was influential in choosing 2001 Odyssey as the nightclub in the film. From 1973 to 1979, Kaufman produced and directed a handful of adult films in New York under the pseudonym Louis Sue. He directed at least 3 movies, The Divine Obsession, The Newcomers and Sweet and Sour, and has been credited for producing at least 3 more. Troma Studios. In 1974, Kaufman and his business partner Michael Hertz founded Troma Entertainment and began producing and distributing independent action and comedy films. In order to pay the bills, Kaufman did some freelance work for major Hollywood productions, including Rocky, edited on Troma's flatbed machines, Saturday Night Fever, and The Final Countdown, which he also produced. Kaufman has said that it was his experience on this film that made him never want to deal with a major studio again. From 1979 to 1981, the two wrote, produced and directed a series of profitable sexy comedies including Squeeze Play, Waitress, Stuck on You, and The First Turn On. On most of these early films, Kaufman is credited as Samuel Weil. Kaufman also made a small appearance in Rocky and served as the production manager on Louis Malle's My Dinner with Andre. In 1985, Troma experienced mainstream success with the violent, darkly comic superhero film The Toxic Avenger. Toxic went on to become Troma's most popular movie, inspiring 2 sequels, a 4th independent film sequel, a Saturday morning children's television show, comic books and tons of merchandise. The Toxic Avenger, or Toxie, is now Troma's official mascot. Kaufman's follow-up to The Toxic Avenger was Class of Nukem High, which he co-directed with Richard W. Haynes. Riding on the success of The Toxic Avenger, Nukem inspired 2 sequels, a 4th independent film sequel, and a healthy run on late-night cable shows such as USA Up All Night. At one time, Class of Nukem High was the highest-selling VHS for Troma. Troma's popularity waned after the box office failure of Troma's War, a contributing factor to the company's collapse as a major film studio. forcing the Kaufman to eventually downsize his business into an independent film studio. Kaufman attributed the film's lack of success to cuts made to the movie after the MPA refused to release it with an R rating in its intended form. Troma's attempt to regain its popularity with the superhero satire Sgt Kabuki Man NYPD was unsuccessful, failing to make an impression at the box office. From 1995 to 2000, Kaufman retrofitted the studio into an independent film company, finding success amongst cult movie fans and critics with the independent film Tromeo and Juliet, 1996, a loose parody of Shakespeare's play. Other independent films that followed were the less successful and poorly reviewed Terror Firmer, 1999, a slasher film set on the set of a Troma movie, with Kaufman playing a caricature of himself, and the fourth installment, Citizen Toxie, The Toxic Avenger 4, which proved to be an ultimately unsuccessful revival of the series, both films failing to make an impression at the box office. I hope everyone is enjoying the content. If so, please like, subscribe, share and comment to show support. Thank you for everything, and now back to the content. It would not be long, however, before Troma would once again experience financial hardship, this time after the expensive botched funding of a low-budget video feature titled Tales from the Crapper, which cost $250,000 despite most of the footage being unusable. Lloyd supervised a reshoot in an attempt to salvage the film, dividing the footage into two parts, and recasting the film as a double feature. Tales from the Crapper was released on DVD in September 2004. Troma still produces and acquires independent films. Troma Films has distributed many films from third parties including Trey Parker's Cannibal, the musical. Lloyd himself encourages independent filmmaking, making cameo appearances in low-budget horror films, often for free. Appearances include screen time in former collaborator James Gunn's directing debut, Slither, as well as Gun Super, and Mark Neveldine and Brian Taylor's Gamer. Kaufman's longtime editor Gabriel Friedman co-directed and wrote the screenplay to his follow-up film, Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead, a musical zomcom which made its official New York premiere on May 9, 2008, although the film had previewed numerous times on single screens for over a year. The film opened to positive reviews from Entertainment Weekly and the New York Times. Poultrygeist grossed $22,623 in the United States and Canada. In September 2008, a staged musical version of The Toxic Avenger opened at the George Street Playhouse in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Directed by Tony Award winner John Rando, The Toxic Avenger musical features music from Bon Jovi founding member, David Bryan. On September 17, 2009, Kaufman announced he would have a cameo in the remake of the Charles Kaufman/Troma movie Mother's Day alongside his brother Charles. Kaufman is the subject of the forthcoming book Toxic Schlock, Conversations with Lloyd Kaufman by Andrew J. Rausch and Chris Watson. An author himself, Kaufman has most recently been working on adding to his Your Own Damn Movie series. Having completed Make Your Own Damn Movie, Direct Your Own Damn Movie, and Produce Your Own Damn Movie, he is now working on Sell Your Own Damn Movie. In 2010, Troma produced Father's Day, a shocking film from Canadian powerhouse Astron 6. Kaufman appeared on the Discovery Channel series, Oddities, on Season 3 Episode 10. In 2012, Kaufman starred in the anthology horror film Horror House, playing Joe the real estate agent in each of the film's 5 story scenarios. On April 30, 2013, Kaufman appeared on an episode of Angry Video Game Nerd, reviewing the video game Toxic Crusaders on various consoles. Kaufman also appears in Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie as himself, and was interviewed by James Rolfe. In December 2013, Lloyd Kaufman revealed on the podcast Chimichanga Talk that he found lost behind-the-scenes footage of the film Rocky. Kaufman directed this footage and it was shot on Super 8. He also stated that he has completed a commentary of the footage and that it will be included in the 40th anniversary release of Rocky on Blu-ray and DVD. In 2013, Troma premiered Return to Class of Nukem High Volume 1, 2013, at the Cannes Film Festival. Return to Nukem High, Volume 1 was a collaboration between Troma and Stars/Anchor Bay, It is also the first film Kaufman has directed on digital. The film has been well received, premiering all over the world, picking up awards and critical praise along the way. The New York Times stated, powered by ribald bursts of bad taste and bodily fluids. The overall effect is joyous. Fangoria said Return to Nukem High, Volume 1 is undeniably funny, brave and so unlike anything else being put out today that it practically demands respect. The Museum of Modern Art selected Return to Nukem High, Volume 1 as part of its prestigious Contenders series, a collection of influential, innovative films made in the past 12 months that are believed will stand the test of time, honoring Kaufman along with fellow directors David Lynch, Woody Allen, the Coen brothers, and Sofia Coppola. In 2020, Kaufman released #Shakespeare's Shitstorm, his iteration of William Shakespeare's The Tempest, a spiritual sequel to Tromeo and Juliet. In 2021, Kaufman served as producer on the Troma films, Brandon Basham's Slashing, The Final Beginning and Mercedes the Muses' Divide and Conquer. In addition to his usual Troma entertainment duties, Lloyd, along with Michael Hertz, served as executive producer on the Legendary Pictures reboot of The Toxic Avenger, directed by Macon Blair and set for a 2022 release date. Also due to be released from Lloyd Kaufman and Troma Entertainment in 2022 are the feature films, Ben Johnson's Curse of the Word-Ear, Chris Downey's Buggers and Tom DeMicco's Swing Life Away. I hope everyone enjoyed the content. If you did, like and subscribe. If you happen to be a Troma fan, comment your favorite film. Stay tuned, in the future I plan to go over some of Troma's films individually. Thanks for watching.